Hi there, welcome to Draw With Me. I'm Danny Gregory, and it's nice to have you here. So every Thursday we get together and we spend roughly an hour drawing, painting, carving out of granite, whatever it is whatever medium you want to work in, just making some stuff. And it's a great way to just warm up or practice your skills or make some horrendous mistakes or burn through some of those art supplies that are clogging up your house. And here's JJ.
Well, hi everyone.
JJ, you look very nice today.
Thank you.
You do. You even look better lit than I am.
We worked on my set. I got a new camera.
You got a new camera.
Pretty exciting.
You do. We spare no expense to make you look as good as possible.
I mean, you need a little help in this business.
Well, you don't, but there you go. So, we had an interesting experience 2 weeks ago. We weren't here last week, but two weeks ago, we drew from memory, as you may remember. And that's brought to you by LaCroix. And we pulled some random prompts out of the hat. JJ just...
It was from a game. It was from a game we found in a toy store in Prescott, Arizona. And
what I really like about the results is everybody's doing their own version of it, and there's such random different kinds of things. It just was, I don't know, I just thought it was really a nice sort of breadth cavalcade of expressiveness. Anyway, I want to do this again, not today, but in the near future. Anyway, so yesterday we had Draw With Me Again, which is our special get-together for members, and we drew Beethoven.
Which was so fun!
It was really nice. It was nice to chat about the old guy, tell some good Ludwig jokes, and no, it was very nice. And if you remember and you missed it, feel free.
There's a recording.
Yeah, there's a recording, so you can go and watch that. But it was very nice.
And at least one member, I think Thistle, posted. We had done that same episode because that's why it's Draw With Me Again. We revisit an episode from the past. She had both of her drawings, and Danny did 2 drawings. It's interesting to see different takes on it, different takes at different times.
Yeah, we drew from Beethoven's,
cool process.
Beethoven's Death Mask. And it was fun. So anyway, today we're going to
do something else.
This is JJ's idea. JJ, what is your idea?
I picked medieval times.
Medieval times. So we're going to eat bad steak. We're going to drink cheap wine, and we're going to watch buffoon. No, we're going to go and we're going to do. I think it's 6 prompts. Did I say 6? 6, right?
No, 7.
7.
7 minutes each.
7 prompts, 6 minutes apiece. Drawing just medieval stuffs. So what I would say is before we get into it, some of the things that we're going to be drawing are pretty complex. They're castles and knights and things like that. So it's going to be fairly complex. So I don't want you to be intimidated by that. I want you to do it in your own style. Think of how can you make this yours? You don't have to draw every detail. Keep in mind, and again, the reason I like to have timed prompts like this is because it forces you to make some decisions early on and to say, this is the level of detail I'm going to get into. This is the amount of material I'm going to use. I'm hoping that in these 6 minutes that I have, I will be able to do a line drawing, and I will be able to pull out my watercolors and add some color. So that's ambitious. And you don't have to do that. In fact, you don't have to do the complete drawing. If you just want to start working on the drawing, fine. Also, if you'd like to just do a screen grab of the image, the reference image, you can do that also, and then you can come back and refer to it later on. Okay? So we're good to go. I think we're ready to start.
I've got a timer. 6 minutes. 7. So if you're trying to plan your overall composition, you're going to have 7 items on this page.
7 items. 2 of them are buildings. I think 3 of them are people, and 1 or or two of them are objects, for what that's worth.
Bada boom, bada bing.
All right, here we go.
All right, 6 minutes on the clock.
Deep breath. Okay.
Start.
So here's our very first one, which is a suit of armor, a knight.
The quintessential medieval.
Yeah, garb.
Well, it's sort of like when you think of, what are, I don't want to say the stereotypes. That's the wrong word, but I think it's you would be remiss if you did a page about the Middle Ages and didn't have a knight in shiny armor.
Now you're a medieval scholar.
Well, I wouldn't. I mean, I
were?
bet there's someone in this chat, in fact, at least one person that I know who knows a heck of a lot more than I do. I'm curious about the Middle Ages, and I did study it a billion years ago when I went to university.
You have a degree in French medieval history.
a bachelor's degree.
Don't play it down too much. But
well,
yes.
but the thing about people who are really into the and history in general, I would say, is they tend to go further in their educational pursuit. Because it is a thing that.
All right, we don't put ourselves down on draw with
I'm
me. You
not
can
putting
do that.
myself down.
You can do
I'm
that
not
on your
putting
own
myself
time.
down.
Okay, so do you think that the average person?
See, Kate knows this is not medieval. It's Renaissance armor, high Ren. Oi to the bay.
All right.
It's okay. Use your imagination.
You can put it back in time if you'd like, but what? Do you think everybody in medieval times had a suit of armor that they were just walking around in?
Absolutely not. Very few people had a suit of armor.
So it's sort of like the Lamborghini of the Middle Ages.
I mean, yeah, it's I don't know if I would say it was meant to be ostentatious. I think it was.
A lot of them are very embellished, as if to intimidate people.
I think maybe the latter suits of armor have more of the embellishment. A medieval suit of armor might actually have a bit of leather, and it might be less complete. You would have.
You mean it's just like a breastplate or something?
Well, yeah, but it wouldn't be. I mean, this is
full on.
This is full on, right? But they did a bit of crusading and a lot of fighting.
Now, I would think wearing a full suit of armor like this in the Middle East
would
right?
suck.
Suck, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but I think a lot of things about crusading sucked. Pretty much all of it.
What about the looting and the pillaging? That was pretty awesome.
I guess if you lived
If you're into
to
it.
loot.
You live to loot. That's my vanity license plate, actually, on my chariot, whatever it's called. Yeah, live to loot, and then some.
I feel like, did we do a...
Yes, we did do.
Because I
We
think
did.
there was one back in the day when we had some art supply
We did
sponsors
metallics.
and you had a set of metallics.
Yeah, we did.
And did we do a whole page of just one?
Just one. And now I'm doing it in 6 minutes.
Maybe that's why because I think you're doing actually quite a really good job on something that is supremely complicated, and you're making it look good.
Thank you. This is change.
You're a little off the yeah, there you go.
Sorry. Yeah, so how much time do I have left?
2 minutes.
Okay, plenty of time. I can stretch out. I can do it properly. All right, I'm quickly throwing in a bit of Payne's Gray, my favorite color.
You're not going metallic, huh?
Nah, I don't have any of that available.
It's hard to tell it's metallic on screen anyway, on camera.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm thinking that I want to work in a limited palette anyway.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, just to make all
So
these.
let me guess. Purple, orange, and gray. Every time Danny says limited palette.
Well, no, I'm actually thinking maybe gray, maybe shades of red was one thought I had.
Well, okay, so orange, red, yeah.
But now,
And then a dark blue, a purple?
No. I said limited palette, so it's going to be one color.
Oh, I see.
It might just be grays, but I think I'm going to have red too.
Blue is asking if it's ink or watercolor. I believe it's watercolor.
This is Payne's Gray watercolor.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We have plenty of time. I was worried that there wasn't enough time to do this.
You've got almost half a minute. You're rounding the corner. Gosh, I mean, it's disturbing sometimes how quickly you get these done.
All right, here we go. I'm going to just add this bit of red.
Is that blood?
No, it's like, don't they have like a little thing on the top? Sometimes like a little, well, my guy does. He has a little.
He does now. He's in a parade. All right, there you have it.
All right, that's it. We're moving on.
Wow. I mean, you had to waste time at the end. Impressive.
So I got a little bit of red in there because that's going to be important because I do plan to limit my palette to one color. I was going to do this, but I think I'll do this instead. All right. Now, I had a hell of a time getting don't start the thing. I just wanted to say, I had a hell of a time getting reference for this because obviously there's not a lot of photographs from the medieval times. So you end up getting like people from Renaissance fairs wearing it was just hard. So I was trying to look for what would like a lady wear, you know? And I ended up deciding to use this tapestry as reference. Now, I think we all have seen lots of medieval ladies, princesses and the like, right? So I think we can just kind of make it up. But I'm putting this here just as a reminder of sort of, you know, the look. Because there's also like Princess Leia type hair. And then there's also, what was it called when they had like a little kind of cone on top? It starts with a D. Can't think of the word right now. Like a little, anyway. Yeah, so.
All right, well, a tapestry is a good place to start.
Yeah, so this tapestry is going to be the reference. And, you know, it's kind of up to you to make of it what you will. I, for some reason, am giving her kind of a 1920s look. But it's up to you. This is your medieval princess lady.
Oh, Haley says a dunce cap. Is that what you were thinking? I didn't think so either. I don't know. Yeah, Kate said, that's Italian Renaissance.
Oh, boy. Okay, well, it doesn't matter.
Photos from the European medieval recreation groups would show very accurate garb. You know, but you can't always just show a photo online that you don't have permission to use.
It's not just that. It's also, I looked at a lot of those kind of pictures. There was always something cheesy about it and distracting, or they were like, you know, they had braces on their teeth, or they were wearing like big plastic glasses or something. It was just like, no. So no offense to those, and I know Kate is one of those recreationists, but we're going to have to go. This is at least is sort of period, even if it is the Renaissance. The Renaissance was just better than the Middle Ages.
That's
let's be honest.
Not true. That's a horrible thing to say. It was different. It was a paradigm shift.
Well, personally, I'm not into Dark Ages.
Oh my gosh, you are drawing.
Oh my God.
But you also didn't tell me to start the timer.
Start the timer.
Oh my God. And like,
sorry.
Seriously now.
I'm here to
I'm like,
draw.
he's just yapping because you said I'm going to talk about this for a while.
I'm here to draw. Pay attention.
All right, timer is now on.
Assume that we're drawing. Sorry, guys.
Don't assume anything.
I just got a couple minutes of extra time.
Yeah. Wow.
I will use it effectively later on.
Wowzers.
I know. Now I've already alienated everybody because I basically started the race without you. But
you're the person who needs the least amount of time, so it's especially problematic.
I will try my best to go slowly. This This is a quite nice dress. Yeah, I think I could probably spend at least 8 or 9 minutes on this, so I will. It's all be velvet, what she's wearing. Yeah, I did,
Who's asking about the timer? It's 6 minutes. You now have 4.5 minutes.
I think the best reference that I found was a coloring book. There was like some coloring book that was kind of like Clothing Through the Ages, I think.
You got me this incredible book for my birthday last year. I can't remember what it's called.
Yes.
Maybe I need to go get it. I have 4 minutes.
No, don't.
Why not? Really?
Okay, go ahead.
Jeez. Okay, I'll be right back.
Give her some slippers.
Don't burn the studio down.
Oh, but I said I was going to only use red. Okay, I'll only use red. I'll use red and gray. That'll be my punishment. Might use a few different shades of red, though.
I mean, this really is the most beautiful book. You should
It is. It is, but I can't right now.
You can't or you won't.
I will, and I can, and I shall. However, right now I'm in the middle of trying to bring this person to life. And then we will look at it.
Okay.
I'm glad you like that book.
I love this book. All right.
Should I give her red cheeks, or should she?
You've got about 2.5 minutes.
Or should she stay pale? She should probably stay pale. But maybe I can make her pale pink. I think that is clearly a medieval lady, though.
I mean, again, it's a Renaissance lady, but that's okay. We're
She's ahead of her time.
We're mellow here today.
She's ahead of her time. And, that's it. Yeah, I don't know why I said I was going to use only reds, because now, of course, I'm itching to use other colors.
Yeah, probably a dark blue or a purple, right? Am I right?
I use lots of colors. I think orange is my favorite color to use.
Yeah, you usually use orange and purple or dark blue. Yeah. Whenever you say limited palette, it doesn't mean like green and yellow. I can tell you that.
Except at Christmas. All right, so
you still have a whole minute and a quarter.
Good. I will use it to full effect. What is the name of that Renaissance hat or medieval hat that I'm thinking of?
I don't know. A pointed one?
It starts with a P, maybe? Anyway. Any kind of special vocabulary would be nice to have.
An escoffion?
A pommel? No.
A chaperon? I don't know. I mean, all I can think of is Catherine of Aragon. She wore a hat. It's kind of square. Is that maybe what you're thinking? Like that thing?
Could be. That's kind of what my woman is wearing too. All right. Well, I feel good about that, and we've done. We're just out of time.
A gable headdress.
All right. Let me share that book quickly, if you don't mind.
Oh, sure.
Right here.
You know, it doesn't really have pictures of peeps in it, but it's so beautiful. And if anyone
It's called the Voynich manuscript, and it is a very mysterious sort of book that nobody really knows what it is exactly, right? So it has all this strange lettering in it, which nobody understands what it says, and it's this big book, sort of about natural history, but it's very mysterious. Like so many
nobody's
things in
decoded it yet.
I love this lettering too, and it has like here's the pictures of people, naked ladies in a kind of a weird pool.
Stop saying weird. It's not weird. It's cool.
Well, they're in a green water. Here's more of them, sliding down a slide. So, yeah, it's an interesting, strange book, but not weird. Voynich, the Voynich manuscript. All right.
I recommend it.
We have to move on.
Okay.
To.
I think it's good that you gave people a little time to catch up.
All right, catch up. You are now caught up, and we are ready to move on to. How about a lute? There's a lute.
You don't think it's going to take you 6 minutes to draw this, do you?
Possibly. See, I now have.
Let me know when to start.
Now surrounded by wet watercolor, so that's part of the problem.
Ooh.
But
could you go along the bottom?
yeah, I think I'm going to go down here.
But no, what if you rotated your page and...
No, I'm good.
Okay, tell me when.
Let's go.
Go. Loot it up.
The lute. I never knew that is it called the keyboard where the keys, not the keys, but these things that you tighten, what are they called? The keys, aren't they?
They're called pegs.
Pegs, right, pegs.
I don't know if they're pegs on a lute. I know they're pegs on a guitar.
I think we'll call them pegs.
Okay.
That it bends backwards like that. That's interesting.
Lisa says fret.
Well, no, the frets are these things that go across here.
Kate said machine heads.
Really? I think machine heads might apply to like when you have a modern guitar or banjo.
A machine head on a lute.
That's one.
Yeah. On a lute, a machine head, also known as a tuning machine, turner, or tuning peg, is a mechanical device used to adjust the tension of the strings, thereby changing the pitch of the notes played. They are typically found on the headstock of the lute, and they allow for precise and stable tuning compared to older friction pegs. Machine heads are essential for tuning a lute.
Machine head, isn't that amazing that that's what it's called? I mean, you just don't think of that period as having...
Okay, well, it says, while traditional lutes often used friction pegs, modern lutes typically utilize geared machine heads.
All right, that's right.
Your photo is probably a reference of...
This is an old lute.
It is?
Look at it. It has like wooden peg things. This is a ye old lute. How many strings does it have? 8, probably.
Hard to count.
Mine has a lot more. Mine has like...
See, this is what we call artistic license.
Mine is kind of like a harp. But yeah, that's what it needed. It needed more. It needed more cowbell and more lute strings. Ye oldie loot. Loot it up. Loot 'em if you got 'em. All right, the loot. The only tricky part about the loot was getting some of these curves right, which I didn't do incredibly well, but it's easier than drawing a guitar, I'll tell you that. Getting the curves on a guitar right, really hard. Not really hard, but the hardest part of doing that. The loot.
Janet, an expert, has come in to the chat. She said, the hat is called a hennin.
The what?
You could also have 2 cones for a double hennin. It looks like horns.
Oh, yes, that is kind of cool. Yeah, and then you have kind of a veil hanging off it.
We have very smart people in our community.
Yeah. Or very old.
Oh, Kate said it too, but
she
I
might
missed
remember
it.
it from when she was a girl.
I might. That's very rude.
My mother used to wear a
hennin.
The hennin. My father used to wear a henway.
What is that?
What?
A henway.
Henway's about 3 pounds.
Oh no. Dad jokes. Dad jokes have entered the chat.
Fell for that one. Well, look, I've got to take up the time. I've got 6 minutes. I'm kind of done. My loot looks a little bit more like a watermelon, but that's okay. I like watermelon, and it's summer. So
I just made some gazpacho, and we have a little watermelon, and I was going to put it in there.
Yeah.
And then I didn't, but I think I should have.
Well, we could make watermelon soup. All right. Well, that's.
All right. So we have a good joke. Why did the knight always carry a pencil? Because he wanted to draw his sword.
Good night.
Nancy, I know that's you. Tries to hide under a
She has a new pseudonym.
incognito name, but I know it's you.
All right. Yeah. How much time do we have
8
left?
seconds. Time to wrap it up, folks.
Dropping down my brush. Brush is down.
Finished early.
Okay, that was very, very pleasant. As
Okay.
the loot is. What's your favorite loot song? Who's your favorite lootist?
Sad to say,
You don't have one?
I don't have one.
All right, well, so now we are halfway through our program. No, we're 3/4 of the way through. We're not, excuse me, we are 3/7 of the way through. So let's proceed to the next one, which might take a little bit longer. Warning you. Ready?
Yeah, as ready as I'll ever be.
This is a very nice one.
What Renaissance item have you come up with now?
This is a Gothic castle.
Do you have any idea where this is from, or is it a made-up image?
No, this is from Germany.
Ah.
Either that or it's from Anaheim.
Someone commented that there are a lot of Germans in the chat today.
Wunderbar.
Is it anyone have specific intel? Do we know the name of it?
Nope. I know that it's from the Middle Ages. That's where it's from. So.
It's quite beautiful.
It really is. I like these kind of like witch hats that it has on it too.
It has hennins, a double hennin.
Double hennin. Yeah, so again, don't get overwhelmed by the fact that there's a lot of stuff on here. Just keep thinking about what can you do to keep it doable.
Oh, did I set the timer? I might
All right. Well, fortunately,
I
our timekeeper's
okay,
giving
time.
you free couple
Woo! I have one job.
one job, and you're doing it well. So, yeah. So just think about how you're going to keep it simple. This is, I guess the portcullis is on the other side here, or is in the all the way on the right? You think that's the portcullis?
I don't know.
I mean, in other words, the entrance. I think it's here. Doesn't
I
seem
think
to,
it's open to interpretation.
you think it's that kind of a castle?
Well, we don't have that much information about
I think
it.
it's a castle in the air. Oh, because we don't know where it's from. Yeah, it's a mystery castle.
It's a magic castle.
Magic castle. Speaking of, we considered staying in the Magic Castle in Los Angeles last week, right?
We did. Why didn't we?
They don't allow dogs.
Oh, yeah. So we went. Many of you know we were not here last week because we went on a vacation.
That's French for vacation.
Vacaciones. So we took both of our pugs. Firstly, we rented a very large automobile, and that was not intentional. Because, you don't get to choose. You just have to say, like category of thing you want. Well,
We're hauling pugs, we told them.
horrifyingly, we got, like, a beast monster.
The Beast
gas
Monster 2000,
guzzling.
yeah.
I mean, it was the largest car on the road. It had many rows of seating. It was and it was wide and it was tall. We did have a lot of sheet metal around us and the pugs, and we drove it all the way. The northernmost point that we went to was Healdsburg, California, which is so lovely. So lovely there. California is such a beautiful state, and Healdsburg, we have a dear friend who lives there. We stayed with her a few days. We did wine tasting. We had lovely dinners at home that we cooked, but we also went to fabulous restaurants. We napped. We did like a lot of reading and a lot of napping. When you travel with your dogs, it limits the tourism that you can do, but that wasn't the intention on this trip. Yeah, we just had the loveliest time.
Why are we talking about this?
I don't even know. Oh, because we were going to stay at the Magic Castle, but we
yeah.
couldn't because we had the dogs.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So-
I'm just yapping.
So the Magic Castle, if you don't know, is a really cool place. It's basically like a club for magicians in Los Angeles. And you can only go there if you're a member, but there's like magicians hanging out all the time, just doing magical stuff, sharpening their wands. It's.
They perform. They have shows. But yeah, you can.
But it's kind of going on all day, right? I mean, it's not.
What?
It's a club. It's not like a show.
No, but they do have shows.
Right, but it's also a club where they're hanging out, like showing each other tricks and things like that, impressing each other, and the like. Sort of like Hogwarts in Los Angeles, but without the politically incorrect behavior.
All right, you have about a minute and a minute 45.
Plenty of time.
Plenty of time for you.
Well, all I can do is be me.
Cat whatever said, I went to Magic Castle once to see a mind reader. After I talked to him, he said, probably we do not really want to read other people's minds.
Meaning what? That there was something disturbing?
I mean,
in her
how
mind?
would you respond to something?
That is disturbing.
I'm curious,
Like-
Cat, whatever. I mean, that's not what you paid for, I would assume.
Yeah. To be insulted? No.
I don't know if that's insulting. It's kind of frightful. It's kind of
It's
scary.
like when I read your mind, I saw
I saw your serial killer thoughts. Like, what were you thinking about?
maybe it wasn't very interesting. We need to get milk. Must remember to pick up my prescription at the pharmacy. He's like, God, I have this God-given gift. And it's
Oh,
so
he said
mundane.
people's thoughts are not always nice. Yeah, well,
That I'm sure is true. Not to mention the din. Imagine like you go somewhere, you go on the subway and you're hearing everybody's thoughts. God, that would be extremely annoying and loud. Constant barrage.
all right, folks, that's time.
Tools down.
You did a nice job.
Thank you.
The red, though, is sort of like, oh, it's on fire.
Yeah. That's the
You know
Middle
what
Ages.
was a thing of the medieval times? Fire.
Fire. The great London, the great fire of London. Burned down all of London, just about.
Yeah, fire was a thing.
All right, so we've got that going on. Next. All right, next. Okay, this is not great reference, but we'll deal with it.
It's a theme, folks.
Well, it's this. It's not. I mean, it's not that interesting, but this is like a peasant guy. Peasant. A peasant. A pleasant peasant. And you know, because I was
Looks like
thinking
something out of a board game.
it does. Yeah, and it's like this is the problem with this stuff. Again, not a lot of photos of peasants from this time, but what I'm thinking is it also looks a little bit like a Halloween costume or something. You know, I'm gonna rent the surf. I'm going as a surf. Surfing? Like Beach Brothers? No.
Beach Brothers.
Beach Boys, I mean. The Beach Bros.
The Dutch Bros.
So I'm thinking I'm going to add some more like bodkins and jodhpurs and all the other stuff that they have. I mean, certainly this business with the laced up shirt, that's very Robin Hood, right? Is Robin Hood Middle Ages?
Yes.
Oh man, I should have thought of that because Robin Hood is my favorite. Love Rob and his merry men. Not sure what this thing is that he's holding.
All right. I bet I know someone in the audience is going to be able to tell us.
Yeah, don't we have a medievalist?
Yeah, I don't know what it is either, honestly.
My dad used to use that when I was a kid. It's a thresher or something.
It doesn't look like a thresher. It doesn't have a blade.
Then he's wearing like those leather arm things.
Gherkins.
He's wearing gherkins and odd bodkins, various other things. But I think, don't they always have like the, you have the thing on your waist, the purse on your waist? Yeah, I'm giving my guy a purse
I mean,
where he carries his bits of gold. This guy's carrying a knife as well.
yeah, I saw that. I mean, I do think he's like a character out of some kind of a comic book.
Well, I mean, the other option was to like go and look at some Bruegel painting or something like that, but I'm figuring I'm just going to be basing mine on like costume dramas, from the 1930s and 40s. I love the version of Robin Hood with Errol Flynn. There's so many great actors in it too. Olivia de Havilland playing Maid Marian, Alan Hale, the father of Skipper from Gilligan's Island.
Oh.
It has Basil Rathbone as the sheriff of Nottingham. It has.
All right, we have an expert who has identified the implement.
Yeah?
is a thresher.
That's what I said. Didn't I say thresher? I was thinking it, yeah.
You might have said thrasher, which is
did
kind
I?
of the same.
Okay.
The same but different. A thresher.
Yeah. Very good.
I think
Thank you.
threshing would, yeah.
Thank you for your expertise, oh expert. See, these shoes don't look quite right either.
Oh, they're like little booties.
They're like little desert boots, chukka boots.
Clearly my
But I like this guy. I think
studies of the
you would know.
Middle Ages did not include couture of any way. I didn't. That wasn't where I was particularly interested.
No. Don't you wish you did now? You wish you.
Yeah, it would have. Who knew it would have been handy. Oh my God!
What now?
Didn't start the timer.
Oh, I mean, honestly.
Oops.
That's it. You're fired.
Sorry, folks.
All right. Well, what do you think? What do you feel like it? How long you think it's been?
Well, okay. This is the fifth item, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we have 15 minutes left in the show.
So
I would say give this another 2 minutes.
okay.
You guys might have gotten extra time on this one.
All right. You're gonna have to do better in the future.
I'm so sorry. I feel like I let you all down.
You did. We're working hard here. All we ask is for a little support. This is what's so hard about being an artist.
It's true.
All right, there's my surf.
Sunburn.
Yeah, he's a little sunburned. He's been working out, threshing in the fields.
I mean, I feel like I would have always been sunburned. I can't even imagine life without sunscreen. Of course, we live in a very sunny
But
place.
also, you think of ladies, particularly in the Middle Ages, as being pale, right?
Well, they didn't live...
The ladies. But the ladies never went anywhere.
That's not true at all.
The ladies weren't working outside.
Lady peasants worked outside.
They're not ladies, though.
Oh,
They're
right,
women
right.
peasants.
Female.
I'm talking about the ladies with their puzzles. What the hell are they called? I still haven't come up with that word. I will before the show's over, though.
The pseudo-hennin. All right, you've got round in the corner. It's about 15 seconds left.
15, huh? Wimple.
That's not a P.
Wimple. I said it had a P in it. If your wimple has P in it, you should see a doctor. Wimple.
Okay, folks.
Wimple Stiltskin. All right, there's my Pez. All right, ready for the next?
Delight us.
Okay, so it's a cathedral. And I happen to have chosen Notre Dame because I think that it's my favorite cathedral,
Yeah, okay.
except for maybe St. Patrick's. But yeah, so there it is. We could spend a month drawing this. I've spent a lot of time drawing this particular building, but we don't have time. We don't have a month. We have 6 minutes. And this time, you know how we know how 6 minutes? Because JJ's going to set a timer.
You know, I already started the timer, so you now have 5 minutes and 45 seconds. I get started again.
All right, now we're, okay, so I don't have very much time. This is a Gothic cathedral, though. I'm pretty sure about that. So last time we were in Paris, it was burning.
Oh no, it had burned it. It was done burning. But it was still so hard to see. I mean, it just had like a cavity in the back.
But it's all fixed now. It's fixed, it's reopened, it's better than ever. It's got an even larger gift shop. But it is, if you've never seen it in person, it's
Wonderful.
It's so complex. And there's so much stuff going on. And then you can go up and you can see the gargoyles. It's where they filmed Hunchback of Notre
Hunchback of
Dame.
Notre Dame.
Well,
Surprisingly,
when I say filmed,
the inspo behind the film.
boy, there's a lot of stuff here. For 6 minutes?
Yeah, especially if you only had 5 minutes and 48 seconds.
Yeah, that's even worse. Now we're going to have a little bit of time to label some stuff too at the end. So let's not forget that. And we're going to want to do it in illuminated lettering too,
Good luck with that.
with a quill.
We once did a illuminated letter draw with me that one letter took the entire sesh.
Yeah,
Right?
well, we've gotten a lot faster since then.
I think we did an entire draw with me about gargoyles.
That's true. Yeah, so we've done this before. There's nothing new here.
Robin Hood would have been a good one, though.
We would just have to draw on people, though.
That's not true.
So, you know, my father at one point lived in Nottingham, and the oldest pub in England is in Nottingham. And it's, my memory is a bit fuzzy on it because we spent a lot of time at the pub, but it was, there's this incredibly old tree there, and this pub is sort of connected to this tree, and they know that the pub is from like the 11th century, maybe? That's when it first began.
I can apply the Google. Oldest pub in Nottingham.
In England it is actually, I think, but yeah. My father told me that. He lied a lot, so I don't know.
Is it called the Ye Old Trip to Jerusalem?
Yes.
I was like, am I
Yes, because the
built into stone caves.
Yeah, the
with a
Crusaders.
charming, wonky interior and resident ghosts plus food.
Because the Crusaders stopped there. That's why it's called the Trip to Jerusalem.
Wow. It says it's one of several pubs claiming to be the oldest in England.
Well, of course. Yeah, so does it say what year it's from?
It says it's said to have been established in 1189.
There you go.
Although apparently there's a place called the Porch House that dates back to 947, and the Guinness Book authenticates it as the oldest pub in England.
All right, forget my whole story then.
Whatever. It's the oldest pub you've ever personally been to.
I went there a long time ago, it's true. All right, that's kind of done. I was so paranoid about the time.
Oh my gosh, you know how much time you have left?
Tell me.
Almost a whole minute, 45 seconds
All right,
now.
I got it. I'm handling it. I'm using it.
Get a gargoyle going off the side.
The gargoyles are right up here at the top.
Yeah. Well, no, there might be gargoyles in the middle section too.
Yeah, I'm putting some gargoyles there, but they're not really going to take me
I guess
a
the
minute.
top third.
Yeah, I'm not sure that the gargoyles are adding that much to it, but why not? Make it more
Well,
authentic.
look, that's what we call killing time.
Killing time. Ugly concept.
There you go.
Swing.
We're done. We done.
Okay, we have one more to go. How much time do we have left? 7 minutes. Perfect timing. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Do you think you want to set a timer this time?
I think I will. I shall.
Here we go. It's a jester. Yep. The jester. What do you know about jesters?
Googling. They served as entertainers, but also held a unique position that allowed them to sometimes offer social commentary and even advice to their patrons, which could be crucial in political affairs.
But they could also lose their heads for doing it.
They had a privileged status for certain.
A lot of them were little people.
Really? Medieval jesters were broadly categorized into natural fools, individuals with cognitive disabilities, and licensed fools who were employed for their wit.
So maybe the little people were more just like for their novelty. Yeah, I was reading about one that's called Flautus or something like that, and he was able to fart musically.
Come on.
Yeah. And that he was given like some special dispensation by the king, and he owned land all in reward for his farting abilities.
This is taking a terrible turn.
I'm just saying, that's what passed for comedy in those days.
Well, it's sadly still true. This again looks like it might have been pulled from the Halloween store catalog.
Yeah. It's true. I mean, there was just so much variety when it came to this, and almost all of it was like bogus. So I just kind of randomly picked one that seemed to have, because I was thinking that it's kind of, the idea is really that you remember, like, oh yeah, they have the hat with the many ears or whatever, and then they have the bells and stuff, you know?
Haley said, my jester looks like a goat mixed with a strawberry somehow.
Oh, strawberry goat. I love that. Strawberry Go-Gurt. Yeah, this is a slightly disturbing one, but
Yeah.
I'm worn out.
It's a lot. You've accomplished a lot today.
I can go back to bed after we're done here.
We are still tired, taking a vacation.
Jet lag.
And wear you out, except we didn't even go on a plane. We are tired. Got home.
Well, you drove.
So
you
happy
drove
to be
6
home.
hours a day.
So happy to be home. And it is a bit hot here, although it's not as hot as it can typically be this time of year. So that's sort of nice. But yeah, there's no place like home, and you really appreciate it again when you've gone away.
All right, so I don't have much time.
Well, in this drawing, there's still a minute and a half.
Yeah, so what I'm thinking is I'm just going to quickly start lettering.
Okay.
Just because we are...
I'll leave the timer going.
It's not easy because it's very wet. But...
So when we meet up next week, it will be July, which is a little hard to believe, honestly. And we should take an opportunity to talk a little about World Watercolor Month, which does start on July the 1st. So World Watercolor Month is a cool project, and it has Danny is one of its ambassadors. It has some pug-related merch, which is pretty cute. All right, there's your timer.
I've just trained my desk to talk to me and tell me when I should stand up and walk around. So if you hear that, that's what's going on. I was going to do an illuminated letter, but I just don't have the time.
Yeah. Somehow we've gone over length despite it all.
But I will try and do something. Whew! Sorry about that.
You done?
I'm done.
Whoop whoop.
There it is.
That was a packed edge to edge.
As the Middle Ages were.
Woof.
That was a lot.
Good job.
Thank you. All right. Any parting thoughts?
Well, let's egg people
wrap it
on
up.
to share their art, so you. Hey now.
All right. So
Share your art.
I want to see your version of the Middle Ages, and I don't want to see. I hope you haven't had a middle age crisis.
A medieval life crisis.
Yes. So I'd like to see yours. JJ would too. We'd all like to see it. So make sure that you post it on Facebook or on Instagram or in the schoolyard. And if you do, make sure you put this.
SBS.
This.
Draw with me.
Hashtag SBS Draw with me. SBS stands for Sketchbook School, which is who we are. So SBS Draw with me, and then we will find it and we will share it next week. I write an essay every week, every Friday. Danny'sEssays.com is where you can sign up to get it for free.
You know, a couple of people in the chat mentioned how much they liked your essay last week.
Thank you.
From when we were on vacation. I liked it too. I thought it was really touching.
We were on vacation, but I
Free.
wasn't.
So if you're not getting Danny's essays, why?
I'm writing them while I'm on vacation. What more do you want? Anyway, so you can sign up and you can get it. Start Your Sketchbook Journal is my newest course where you can learn to start your sketchbook journal.
And it's so fun. We've been having so much fun with this.
So many people are
And we have
enjoying it.
early bird pricing that is not going to last forever. So
Yeah,
just saying.
it's about to run out, actually. We will be back to tell you more about that very soon. But yeah, if you don't sign up soon, it's going to cost twice as much.
It's going to be more money.
So do that. And then subscribe to this channel, give us a thumbs up, do all that stuff. And also become a member. If you become a member for $2 or $3 a month, you can join us next Wednesday for Draw With Me again.
Yeah, draw more with me.
You can draw even more with us. You can also help us to pick the topic that we use to draw and Draw With Me. So, you people should do that. You people, I'm waiting for you to join me to become a member. You get special emojis. Anybody out there a member who wants to share some emojis in the chat? You can do it. You can get leaf blower emojis, Twiggy emojis, JJ emojis. It's all there. It'll be yours for a couple bucks a month. So that's it.
That's it. We're done.
We're done. Thank you for staying with us. We even ran over a little bit.
Have a great week. We'll see you next week
See you
in
next
July.
July. Bye.
Bye.